Hi, I'm Chad with move4 Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to take a drop 3 major 7th chord with a 5th string root, and just by moving one note at a time, change it into a dominant 7th chord, then a minor 7th chord, then a minor 7 flat 5 chord, and then to a diminished 7th chord. First off, if you like the diagrams that go along with this lesson, you can click the link on the screen, or there's also a link in the description, and it'll take you to a page where you can download an eGuide that we have titled Fretboard Theory. And this is an eGuide that you can download for free, so no reason not to go download it. And that's going to have, like I said, everything in this lesson, but it's going to have a whole bunch more, so it'll be really useful to you. I think you'll really get a lot out of it, so it's worth downloading. But I'm working on it right now, so it might not be out as you're watching this. So right as I'm filming this lesson, I'm still working on it. So if it's not out, it'll say coming soon, and just watch out for when it does become available. But don't worry, you don't need the eGuide to follow along with this lesson. All the diagrams will be on the screen. So in this lesson, we're going to start with a drop 3 major 7th chord with a 5th string root, and I'm going to show you how to go from a major 7th chord, move one note to get to a dominant 7th chord, move one more note to get to a minor 7th chord, move another note to get to a minor 7 flat 5, and then move one more to get to a diminished 7th chord. So just by moving one note at a time, you can get all those chords by starting with the G major 7th. And it would be good if you had a basic understanding of how intervals work, what intervals are, and how triads are spelled out. But if you don't have those, you can still follow along. I'm going to explain as much as I can. I'm just not going to go very deep into it because I want to keep this lesson shorter and just be about how to get these different chord qualities. So it would help you if you had that theory and that knowledge, but you can still follow along if you don't. I'm going to explain as much as I can. So we're going to start with a C major 7th. We're going to start with a drop 3 C major 7th with a 5th string root. So that would be this. If you know this form of a C major 7, it's one of the most common ones you'll learn. All it really is taking out this 4th string and muting that out. So you just rearrange your fingers to mute that out, and now the 4th string's muted out, and that's just part of that chord. So the first thing I want to show you is the intervals of this chord and how a major 7th chord is spelled out. So a major 7th chord is spelled out root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, or root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, major 7th. And in this chord, the way this is voiced, meaning the order of the intervals I'm playing, is root under my 1st finger, and then under my 3rd finger is the 7th, under my 4th finger is the 3rd, and under my 2nd finger is the 5th. So that's how this chord is voiced. And that's important to get down and understand because it's going to show you how to get all the other chord qualities just by moving one note at a time. So this is a major 7 chord, C major 7. The next one we're going to go to is a C dominant 7th, or C7. So a C7 or a dominant 7th chord is spelled out root, 3rd, 5th, flat 7, or root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, minor 7th. So the only difference between a dominant 7th chord and a major 7th chord is that the 7th is flatted by half a step. So in this shape, in this voicing, my 7th is under my 3rd finger right here. That's a B note on the 3rd string, 4th fret. I just need to take this one note and move it down half a step to get a flatted 7th. So here's a major 7th chord. I just lower that note, and I just need to rearrange my fingers a little bit, and now I have a flatted 7th. Now I have a C7 chord. So all I did was take this major 7th of the C major 7, lowered it to here, 1/2 step. Now I have a C dominant 7. The next chord we're going to go to is a C minor 7. So a minor 7 is spelled out root, flat 3, 5, flat 7, or root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, minor 7th. So the only difference between a minor 7 chord and a dominant 7th chord is your 3rd is flatted by half a step. So you're going from a major 3rd of the dominant 7th down to a flatted 3rd or minor 3rd in the minor 7 chord. So right here is my 3rd. under my fourth finger. I just need to lower that half a step to get my minor 7 chord. So here's C dominant 7th or C7. Just lower that one note, the third, half a step. Now I have C minor 7. And then the next chord we're going to go to is a C minor 7 flat 5. So minor 7 flat 5 is spelled out root, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, or root, minor 3rd, diminished 5th, minor 7th. So the only difference between a minor 7 flat 5 and a minor 7th is that the minor 7 flat 5 has a flatted 5th. So all you have to do is lower the 5th by half a step from this C minor 7, and that'll give you a C minor 7 flat 5. So my 5th is right here under my 3rd finger on the 1st string. All I have to do is lower that note half a step. That's going to give me my C minor 7 flat 5. So I just need to rearrange my fingers to get that. I'm just moving that one note. Now I have a C minor 7 flat 5. So here's C minor 7. Here's C minor 7 flat 5. And then the last chord that we're going to go to is a diminished 7th chord. And diminished 7 is spelled out root, flat 3, flat 5, double flat 7, or root, minor 3rd, diminished 5th, diminished 7th. So the only difference between a diminished 7 chord and a minor 7 flat 5 is that the 7th is flatted one more step, one more half step. So right here is my minor 7 flat 5. Under my 3rd finger is my flatted 7 of the minor 7 flat 5. I just need to lower this one note, which is a B flat, down to a double flatted B, or technically it's just an A note. So I'm going to take this minor 7 flat 5 right here, and I'm going to lower this one note half a step. That'll give me my diminished 7th chord. So here's minor 7 flat 5. Lower that one note by half a step. Here's a C diminished 7th. Now you can go from a major 7th. We started in C, but this can be played in any key. Just your root is under your 1st finger. So here's a C major 7th, down to a C dominant 7, down to a C minor 7, down to a C minor 7 flat 5, down to a C diminished 7th. So hopefully that really opens up your mind to chords and intervals and harmony. This is a really good building block. It's going to take you a long way if you really focus and understand these concepts and how you can take a major 7th chord, move down by one note each time, and come up with the new chord. And you'll be able to hear the difference between all those chords, really start being able to understand intervals, and it's just going to take you a long way. And be sure to check out our other lessons where I do the same thing with other major 7 chords on different string sets. I'll do the exact same thing. So check those out. They'll be really useful to you. And like I said earlier, be sure to download that eGuide that you can download for free called Fretboard Theory. And also be sure to subscribe because we had at least one new lesson every day.